Good morning, everyone. Ginette Biro here. I am a medium and a channeler, and welcome to your weekday daily card reading, where we dive in and see what's in store in the cards. Now, we had quite the awakening yesterday, Monday. The cards that came out were quite the packed punch, we'll say it that way. So let's see what's in store today as we move forward, being really conscious of our thoughts, our actions, how we're feeling, what we need to feel safe, nurtured, grounded, choosing our perspective, right? Rewriting that perception piece. Now, as I shuffle, because they told me to give it a really good shuffle, I do want to say for those of you that have just joined, thank you so much for joining. When I do mediumship readings, I do these without cards. I just connect straight into spirit. But for these card readings, I love using oracle cards because it's a great way to give a general message. And I had somebody ask about that, like how do these messages work when you do a general reading on YouTube? Well, basically, there's a couple components here. Is by using cards, everybody pulls something else from the images. So I find that's a great way to see what resonates with you. There will be certain words, certain phrases, certain insights, or images that really pop out to you. And that's how you pull the message from it, right? I may say something that you're like, no, that doesn't align in my life. So then that just means that piece wasn't for you. And that's kind of how these general messages work, because they kind of find people at the right time with the right message. And if the message comes through and it doesn't align for you at all, that is great. And do you know why that's great? Is because you know your resonance point. It means the greater collective message that needed to happen that day was not specific to you because you are not on that path, or you are above, or you are to the side, or you're doing something different that is aligned. And that's okay too, right? So it's always about whatever messages you see, you measure it against what feels right for you and go from there. So that's why I really enjoy these kinds of messages. And again, like I said, I like using cards for when the messages come through from spirit, because it's just a great modality, great tool. Okay, I think we're shuffled enough. Here we go. Let's see what's in store. Okay, beautiful. This is a nice follow-up to yesterday. So first one we have is the wind fairy, followed by the cat, followed by the cow, and then the swan. I love to see this card. So the wind fairy, again, is all about thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. This is asking you to stay on top of your thoughts like we got yesterday, with everything whirling around, and that's the wind, lots of things whirling around you. Be really thoughtful of what you are thinking. What are you feeding your own mind with your own energy based on your thoughts? That is up to you. Now, within that, sometimes you need to bring in your own personal boundaries. So we all know about boundaries with others, even boundaries with the spirit world, but this is talking about your own personal boundary. For example, are you reading too much news to the point that it is making you feel overwhelmed? Well, your personal boundary in that could be that, say you only check it at lunchtime. That's it. You just check it at lunch once a day. And you set a boundary with self so that you can come back into your own harmonious energy. Maybe that's what you do. Whatever it may be, that's about one example. This cat energy, though, is saying find those healthy boundaries so you can maintain your independence, your independent thought, independent sense of self and energy. That's what this is really saying. Now, in that as well, with the whirling energies, the cow card asks you to really pay attention to your nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. So in this state of independence of the cat, of the whirling thoughts and choosing your thoughts, also, what is it you need to do or ask for to help you feel centered and grounded? So boundaries is one, but what other actions bring you nourishment? For me, the other day, I was just like, oh my gosh, I've got too much on my plate, too much to do. And so what I did is I took part of the morning and I crawled back in bed and I watched a movie for a little bit because I had some time. And instead of working and writing and this, I was like, no, what I need is to be in a very comfortable, cozy place. And that was my bed. And I did. And I felt so renewed after. So that's kind of an example of this cow card. For some, it might not be jumping into bed. It might be doing something else, but honor what that is, because all of this is bringing you through what this Swan card has to share. And this is about transformation and trusting your psychic gifts. So transformation is the energy that you yourself are moving through. You are transforming and becoming this whole new self. We've been seeing it in the cards. That's a lot of work. However, the more that you do that consciously, the more you start to align to your frequency, like I've been talking about, which then helps you trust more of your empathic nature, your psychic gifts, your clairvoyance, whatever way it comes in, dream state, messages, signs, synchronicities, numbers, songs, full-on spirit communications. The more you know self, the more you honor the flow within self, the more you set the boundaries for self as well, plus nourishment, gives you greater access to transform into the swan, which represents the greater sense of self, a greater expanded, psychic, aware, mediumistic, clairvoyant, clairsentient, whatever words you want to use, a higher expanded sense of self. This is beautiful. So something to consider. How are you taking steps to become the swan? That's up to you. So I hope that helps you guys, inspire you today. If you are new to my page, thank you so much for joining. Please do subscribe, share, like, that helps. And it also helps other people reach messages that may just be the thing they need to hear. As well, if you're looking to deep dive into your own personal journey of self, check out avalonspirit.com. We have some wonderful personal journey guides that are able to help you through your processes of expanding your consciousness. And also on Mondays, we got the Ginette Biro podcast that comes out. And on Fridays, if you check out the Avalon Spirit YouTube page, we do Spirit Coffee Talk there. Myself, Lisa Richmond, and Elise Catherine. We talk about what's been going on in the week, the energies, bring through spirit stuff. That's every Friday. So lots to see and share, you guys. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow.